Here, let's just use this sound. How about now?
Here's now.
Should be able to hear us.
Jim White's there. Hello.
So it's microphone in the webcam now. It's not near as good. So I'm not sure.
Still no sound, huh? Oh, Kira says she hears us now. There we go. All right, everybody's hearing us. I think the webcam mic is working. So.
All right.
Yep, we're on now.
I'm gonna click something for 1 second here. Alrighty. Tried to go back to the other one. Thought I found something wrong with the settings, but that wasn't it. So we'll just keep it right here.
We have sound good. Everyone can hear us.
It's up about as loud as it'll go. So
Sorry
hopefully
about
it's
that.
loud enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure what it shows. I'm getting signal from the mic to the mixer, and there should be sound going out of there, but
Don't know.
we didn't test the sound.
No.
So.
And you usually do.
Yeah. So.
All right.
So yeah,
Just barely.
Jim says just barely. Just seemed pretty low. Kind of hate to get in.
Hi,
in
Josh.
the background and try to mess with settings. Liable to lose the camera. So. But
Hey, Wendy, you're not really late. We're just getting going here.
yeah, she had me muted. So.
Yeah. So how's everybody's weekend been? We have a video coming out tomorrow morning that'll show you what we did this weekend.
Yep, it's been pretty hot.
Yeah, it's been really hot. We missed anybody? Robinson family?
Yep. I'm not
that-
sure who all you said hi to.
I don't know. Is Robinson family, is that Nick? Or am I thinking of someone else?
I don't know.
I don't
Could
either.
be.
We asked him to tell us hi this time.
Yeah.
Hi, Randy. I think we kind of said hi to everybody. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Baby girl went back home. I saw that she came to see you. Hi, Southern Blessed Homestead. Catherine Gibb, hello. Giving everybody a minute to get in here and kind of asking how everyone's weekends were. Oh yeah, Kira's kids went back to school. You're one of those weird moms like me that likes them to be with you. So. Yeah, it is, Nick.
Howdy. I know you've watched, but now we got you to get in here and throw in some comments. So
yeah, ask us any questions if you guys have any. We're here to answer whatever.
Yep. So if you have any
Whatever
questions, if you could put them in all caps, just kind of make it stick out a little bit so we can see. Make sure we don't miss your question.
Okay. We see the Fishes and Loaves life. So they were away when we answered their question about the garden tool. Yeah. We did.
Yeah, that was was that one or two lives ago?
I'm not sure. It was a couple weeks, I think.
Yeah. So it we did go over those, and it's towards the beginning of the video. So if you want to go back and watch that live, it's still out there available. You can see that. We spent a little bit of time on that. So
Rogue, is that right?
Yeah,
Rogue.
yours.
Yeah, I like the Rogue the best. The Rogue hand tool. It's garden. And what is it called?
The garden hoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weekend of rest. Those are good. We don't do that very often, though, because
didn't
you're
get to
usually
rest this
working all
much,
week,
so.
and then we spend our weekends doing a bunch of big projects. So
Yeah. So Wendy said, "What all did we get done this weekend?" I tell you, you can see it tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. The
Yeah.
new video comes out.
Yeah.
That's what we spent all day yesterday doing. So it is all summed up in that one video, and it it was quite a day. So you know how hot it
It's a long
was.
day. I overdid it a lot.
Yeah, she got a little too hot and wasn't feeling too good after that, and finally got cooled off. And
Yeah.
it was when we stopped and went and picked up the kids at about, I don't know, what was 5?
Yeah, 4 or 5.
It was 102 or 103
103
then.
at that time.
Yeah,
so
so
it was hot. Really hot.
I think it had already started to drop just a little bit. So I guess when we were hit 103, 104, maybe even 105 yesterday. I haven't looked at the climatological data, see what we hit, but man, it was hot. At least there was a little breeze at times.
It was extremely hot.
Yep. Hey Andrew, welcome back.
We have quite a few in here.
Yep. Lone Star Living.
Yeah.
How are
Did we
you
decide
doing?
to create a bigger food garden in the front market garden style?
So that is watch the video tomorrow.
Watch the video tomorrow.
I hate to do that to you, but I really want you to watch it. It's pretty good. So
Yeah.
So there was a lot accomplished yesterday. It kind of doesn't seem like it looking at it, but it was a big start on that project. So,
that project is going to be a big project,
Yeah.
so it's going to take time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Kira can't handle the heat. All she's done the last few days is pull plants and chase chickens.
And that'll get you hot on
Yeah.
a regular day.
She spent a lot of time yesterday pulling plants.
Yeah.
Cleaning up
The neighborhood
some area.
area. I cleaned
Yeah.
that up. It was in need of some work.
Yeah.
Looks a lot prettier now.
Yeah.
It does.
Last remnants of cover crop are out, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of that went to the chickens, and cleaned up all the excess wood edging that was out there from when we kind of shrunk everything down. So
I know we've been saying hi to a few people, but hello to everyone who's here. We're glad you're here. I saw Australia
yeah.
and Josh, and then I saw someone else.
Keto Country, welcome. Is it both of you, or who's in there? So Catherine, yeah, new projects are exciting. I tell you, the hardest part of a project is the last 10%.
Yeah, when you're just right there.
Depending on if it's home remodeling, if it's whatever it is, when you get something so close that it's, by that time you're really kind of wore thin, and I can live with it. And then getting back to that last 10%.
Finishing it, absolutely.
Or even less than 10% usually. So.
Yep.
But yeah, they are exciting to get started. So. It's Kat. Hello. Hey,
How are you feeling?
Doing pretty good. Overall, I mean, I'm still sore. I could tell last night. I thought I was, first thing in the morning, got out, got on the lawnmower, had to get mowed, run around on the mower, and I was feeling fine. The rough spots in the yard, a couple little ditches and stuff we have, a little jarring I could tell that it was still there, but got done mowing, felt pretty good. So, we'll get some more work done, and then I guess throughout the day it just kind of added up.
Just a little too much.
Yeah.
When you're feeling okay and you keep pushing, and it was just a little bit too much. So he's doing a lot better. Up, moving, went back to work. He's moving slow.
Yeah,
but
so I don't have any concerns
sure.
of residual stuff. I think it's really just muscular. So I think it'll be just fine. May have to implement some stretching routine into my daily activities. Keep that from happening. I mean, she may be getting old. I'm not getting old. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. No, we don't have bees. We
have thought about it several times, and we even have kind of an opportunity to have it without the stress of not knowing what to do. Really, he has a friend that raises bees on other people's property. So he comes and he manages properties.
He has lots of hives.
He comes and puts the hive in, takes care of everything for you, and you get part of the honey, and he gets part of the honey. So it's especially with that ease of it, we really should do it. We've thought about it.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, Christy. Yeah, we were just talking about that. He's getting a little better. Actually, quite a bit better, I'd say. Better. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just ibuprofen when needed, and I don't even end up taking it but maybe once a day sometimes. So. Mm-hmm.
How is the fall garden planning going? We actually have quite a bit started already. The green beans I planted I don't think are doing well, but they were really old, so we threw them out there as a try, and I either need to plant some more or something different. Yeah. But other than that, everything's doing good. We've got kale.
We got a little bit of rain today, not very much, just a little bit. We missed the rain on Friday that a lot of people got just north of us, but we got about a half hour, little shower today, kind of wet everything down. And even when you water in seeds, it's just not the same as a little bit of rain on them. No, so there's a chance it might still come up. So.
Yeah, they might.
Yeah. And the stuff in the greenhouse it's
doing good. It's actually doing really good. We've got kale, and they're actually starting to get their true leaves now, not just the others. So we've got kale, Swiss chard, collards, broccoli, cauliflower.
Yeah. And then just to put the heat in perspective on the greenhouse, even with the 50% shade cloth on it, and the window, doors, the bottom, everything wide open, vented, still it was 103 degrees in there. So it's there's a lot of heat out there, and we may have to I don't know, we'll have to get those in the ground just as soon as we can.
Yeah.
So.
And we've got a few good shady areas where we could put them too, where they still just won't get beat down by the sun.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Andrew, you're gonna have to convert that for me. I don't know. 37. Well,
Andrew's in Australia, right?
Yeah. So at 9:15 a.m. 37. So he's okay. So never mind. I don't know why I was thinking that was in Celsius, but
yeah, because we're thinking hot right now. Yeah. That's what we're thinking. We're not thinking that August is cool for anyone.
Yeah.
It's not for us. It's not at all for us.
Wendy, don't be jealous. We didn't get that much.
No, just
maybe a quarter of an inch. Mm-hmm. Akira got a lot on Friday. So, and there she said, I just said got to hers. So.
Did they get quite a bit? Is that what she's saying?
Yeah.
Got a lot of rain?
Yeah, the rain stayed up there all day long.
It did. It just kind of hovered. Just there, we were talking about the line just north of Tulsa. It just kind of hovered. We could see it all day, but we got almost none.
Yeah, Kat, I don't think you're way behind.
Nah.
I think you're now's the time. So
if
you get after that fall garden now's the time to do it. So
it's perfect.
Yeah.
Pathways Homestead, don't miss the Oklahoma heat.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too sad if we decided to go somewhere and miss the Oklahoma heat either.
Yeah.
It'd be like
sitting in front of heaters. Wow.
Yeah. Heaters.
But things probably aren't growing near as well either, so it's a trade-off. So Andrews, that is Fahrenheit. Yeah, 37 at 9:15 in the morning.
I think it was 80 something at 9:15 this morning. 80.
Yeah, it was.
Or more.
It was well into the 80s by then.
It was warm.
Yeah, this time of year, if it gets below 80 overnight, then we're doing pretty good. So.
Yeah.
Diana, Justice Acres, welcome. Glad you could join us.
Oh, Kat said that they're planning on getting pigs, so they can't put anything in the garden because they're going to be changing up plans, I guess.
You'd let them do a little tillage. I'm sure there's somewhere you can put it. Using other parts of the yard for some fall stuff. There you go. Yeah, Fishes and Lows, 103, 104. Those here, South Florida.
Andrew says he's over winter, and I think we feel that way about summer. We're kind of, it's just that's with the seasons. They're always coming and going. We look forward to that next one.
Yeah, and then to watch Al Alumna talk about falls in the air and he's seeing red maple leaves.
Not here.
It's like, no.
It's hot.
No.
We won't be
The only leaves that are falling right now because they're just shriveled up and dead.
The girls and I the other morning, we were actually outside taking care of morning chores, and it was pretty early, so it was only about 78 degrees, and the dead leaves were falling down. I was like, oh, let's just pretend it's fall for just a minute, because I know this afternoon it's going to be so hot.
Yeah. So, do you manage to feed yourself much through winter? So we do. We've had greens growing in the greenhouse throughout the winter, and then of course we raise meat chickens throughout the spring, summer, early fall. When we are here to do that, we can get those weeks together. This year we haven't done any meat birds, but we still have a reserve from last year, and then eggs. So a combination of all those things, we do still provide a good chunk of our food. Is just grow it, make hay when the sun's shining, right, and then store that up. This year we're planning on having a lot more going in the ground and last year we did some too. We had stuff under frost cloth and things like that.
Yeah.
So we don't put anything in the greenhouse that would require supplemental heat, just to be able to have, whatever that might be. I don't think it's a fair trade-off to have good fresh stuff but be spending more money on it than what's reasonable just to have that. So in the future, if we can do a different style of greenhouse, something with a little more thermal mass or in the hillside or something that can sustain a little better overnight, then that might open up opportunities to grow different things in the winter.
So Andrew's asking what winter's like in Oklahoma, and it varies a lot. Sometimes
I think overall it would be considered a mild winter.
Probably.
We do see down into single digits. We don't get a lot of snowfall like up north. We will get 2 to 3 decent snowfalls a winter. Usually
only lasts a couple days, though. I mean, it usually melts off within 2 or 3 days.
I remember one time where we had snow on the ground for 30 days or more. Our problem usually in winter is we get more ice storms.
Freezing rain.
Yeah, freezing rain and ice than good measurable snow. The biggest problem with it being kind of that mild winter, and we get some really late freezes, is a lot of things will try to bud out and start growing, and then we'll get a couple really hard freezes or even another ice storm or something. And
was it last year or the year? It was the year before. It snowed April 7th, which is really, really weird for us.
So it's kind of hit or miss on the spring. When that last freeze is. The last frost date that everybody kind of goes by is around April 15th. But turkey season's April 6th to May 6th, and I remember being about halfway through season one year and hunting in the pretty heavy snowfall. So that was towards late April.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew says how many birds you grow out and what type. On the meat birds we do the Cornish cross, and we do
about 40.
About 40 at a time in the chicken tractor that we have, and we'll usually wait at least 3 weeks probably between batches, between harvest and back in the brooder. So about every 2 months. Well, actually, it's not even that frequent. There's a little more span than that.
We did last year when we did it heavy. We did three different batches of birds.
So we mainly grow for our family and in our freezer. If we determine we have an excess, we'll sell the excess to offset some of the costs, because to do it with a organic, non-GMO, non-soy type feed, it is fairly expensive to raise those birds, but it's worth it. So, and we do it on the pastured poultry method, moving the tractor, chicken tractor, daily, so on grass.
Catherine's asking if we grow any nuts. I'd love to have nut trees. We have 2 hazelnut trees right now, but they aren't producing yet, and that's really all we have going right now. I've told him before, it's like if I could pick my dream property, we would have a pecan orchard too. Yeah. But we're not there yet.
Yeah, and I don't see us staying here long enough to we wouldn't reap the benefit of putting any pecan trees or anything here. So and having those and start growing them, we would give up space that we need right now for other things. So it just doesn't make sense here yet.
No. No snow in Melbourne.
And no snow in South Florida.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Did we miss something?
No.
I think they're just having some conversation.
Yeah. Bye, Keto. See that? I don't know if you're already gone.
Should get it a while ago.
Yeah.
Hazelnuts. Yeah. I love hazelnuts too. We just haven't gotten any yet. The plants are still. They're only
Plants.
Trees.
Trees.
Well, they're not really trees, are they?
I don't know. They're kind of.
Shrub.
Yeah. Sure.
They're not.
It's all how
very
you
big
grow them
yet.
too. If
Yeah.
you coppice them and everything.
That's true. They're not established really well yet.
Yeah.
Lone Star Living pecan trees.
Yeah.
One day.
If you like little limbs on the ground when you mow, pecan trees are what you want. They drop limbs like nothing else.
Oh, I love pecans though, and
Yeah.
hazelnuts. So the hazelnuts hopefully will.
We do have
Those start producing.
several pretty good sized pecan orchards in our general area within about a 15-minute drive, 20-minute drive, so we can go buy fresh pecans every year.
Yep.
We can get native or paper shell, whatever we want. So
Yeah, I look forward to that one little shop opening every year over close to your work.
So Andrew, do we have a video on the chicken tractor?
No, we have some pictures. But
There's some pictures in the 5-year transformation video.
Yeah, we need to do a
We
video
need to do
on
a whole
that.
video on it.
On-
It's
on
based
all of
on
our
the
chicken.
Salatin style tractor. It's just ours is a little smaller because we're on smaller property, and that way we can move it more times without getting back on the same piece. So ours is only 8x10 instead of 10x12. But yeah, we need to do a video on that, I guess. So
We need to kind of do a whole meat bird video. We've had a lot of questions about that, like how we raise them, how we feed them.
Yeah.
Making our list of what we need to do. We've had some questions from.
Yeah, we're always saying, hey, what should we do?
I know,
Do a video on
we need to really truly have a list.
Start making a
Write
list.
it down. I'm gonna bring my pencil and paper back here one of these days and remember to write these down.
I can remember talk about this.
Yes.
Y'all seen the new shirts?
New shirts. I posted a picture of my sweatshirt, my hoodie that I have that I posted that on Facebook, Instagram, I think. But
and there's a link in the description to the Teespring storefront, and that's where they are. So there was an older style that had the same kind of print. I removed that one so it wouldn't be confusing. This is the new one, little different alignment. It's got Oklahoma on it here, and then there's that beard though. Those shirts are still available.
That beard though.
So so these are out there, and these this shirt and hoodie are priced just right above cost. So we really don't make anything off of these. I just kind of want to get them out there and make them available for people. And it's, the other ones, the beard shirts, we make a little bit more make something off of those. They're a little bit higher. But these are really just barely above the Teespring cost. So, so let y'all know those are out there.
Yeah. And we have talked about, be sure and send us pictures if you get any of you wearing them, because we wanted to feature them. And the girls were saying they had an idea about in Topeka. If we run into anybody wearing our heirloom shirts, of course, it'll be in a video from our trip up there.
Yeah. Yeah, pecan trees planted in the medians inside low traffic. Yeah. Yeah, there's some of those orchards that the trees overhang on the right of way, and you'll see people out there picking up. I guess the landowners, they don't have a problem with that. They don't harvest in that area. It's in the right of ways and the ditches. So
thank you, Patty. You're very sweet. Beautiful model showing off that sweatshirt.
Jeff said the last snow he remembers is 2010. We're still waiting on some pawpaws. Nah, I know we've had snow since
We've had
then.
lots of snow that we just didn't.
Because we've had it here.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
There was a big one the first year we moved here.
Yeah.
It was big, deep.
Yeah.
The girls were out playing in it and knee deep.
We had a big ice storm that year too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did. Still waiting on some pawpaws, but yeah, we are too. We got the flowers this year, but no fruit. So one of these days, maybe. I think that actually it flowered, and then we got one of those cold spells this past spring.
Yeah.
So we ended up with none of it.
Josh will grow and fish tank as homeschool activity.
What is that?
Scrolling back here. Do we grow many heirloom capsicums? If that's you're talking about the growing fish tank as homeschool activity, give me some varieties. What are you growing? Bye, Kira. Enjoy dinner. Yeah, I agree. Cities should have, food producing trees and stuff out there. I mean, you drive down a divided 4-lane, 6-lane city road, and they've got the median in the middle with a bunch of Bradford pears that in about 15 or 20 years are all going to be crashing down.
It cause a problem as soon as fresh wind comes up.
Yeah, so
we've talked about that with our downtown
don't plant
area.
that.
Yeah.
Go to the sides of the roads and plant something people can, have useful.
We talked about that in the downtown area where they have all those just decorative trees. It'd be so much better to have some fruit trees in there. That would be nice.
I know that they'll say, it attracts vermin and all that when fruit falls on the ground and people don't pick it up. And, well, just pick it. Clean it up, whatever does fall or whatever. So.
20 Indian game, 2 crossbred roosters for the plates. Yeah, we didn't have to do any harvesting this year, any of the butchering. We didn't grow any chickens out.
Chickens? No, we didn't. Seeing purple, black, and multicolored. Cool.
Yeah.
We don't. Haven't. How Wall Street Homestead?
Yeah, we're doing good.
Good to see you too.
This evening.
So we didn't really come in tonight with a topic.
Not a specific topic.
No, we talked about what do we want to talk about, but we thought, well, we'll just
kind of see where the questions
see where
go.
it goes and let it go at that. And if y'all have a topic or keep coming with the questions, that'll kind of lead the way tonight. So
yeah, right off the side of the road would be better.
Yeah,
I know. I really wish that they would do that. Feed people.
Same city has an elementary school with chickens, raised beds, and greenhouses. Teach kids how to grow things. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I know a lot of schools are implementing gardens, outdoor classroom type stuff, varying design, but have all of that together.
That's great.
And especially if they've found a way to tie it all together, chickens composting and maybe using scraps from the cafeteria and all that kind of stuff. That'd be great. So.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. Teach the kids, because there's such a disconnect right now between the food you eat and where to.
Yeah, when you've got a school field trip, go to a farm, and the farmer hands a kid a fresh egg, straight out of the nesting box, and the mom asks, "Is this safe to eat?" You know that there's a problem in society.
Right. Very disconnected. We need to.
Simple grower. Appreciate it. So you like our wall decor there?
Yeah.
And we thought it was fitting.
Yeah, we love that. Did we plant sunflowers this year? We did not. We planted them a couple years ago.
Yeah, we actually had some volunteer.
We had volunteer last year. That was huge.
Yeah,
it took up so much space.
They weren't the maximum type sunflower.
No.
They were, I I can't remember the variety.
It was
Large
really
shrubs, lots of small sunflowers.
Yeah, little. They were, I mean, not that big.
But it was really impressive. We've done a lot of different varieties. We used to plant the maximum type, and she'd harvest some and dry and roast for us to eat. But a lot of them we'd let dry a little bit and feed to the chickens.
Yeah, most of it went to the chickens.
Yeah.
I need to plant some more next year.
Yeah.
Honestly, a lot of what I plant is just the same, like sunflowers we would buy at the feed store for the chickens to eat.
The black oil we've planted some of those.
I will just scatter it out in an area and let it just go.
And that we'll use those a lot to like barley seed or the sunflower seeds, and I guess that's kind of the main two.
Mm-hmm.
When we've got the chickens in the garden over winter, we'll throw seed out and to get them to focus on certain areas, and whatever seeds they miss can end up sprouting up. So.
Actually, I was just reading Fishes and Loaves Life comment there about the squirrels digging it up, and we did plant sunflowers this year. You remember Henley planted some in her fairy garden. They were the teddy bear fuzzy sunflowers.
Oh, yeah?
And right as they got about this tall, something came and ate them off.
Yeah.
I forgot about that until I saw that.
Yep, squirrels got yours.
Yeah, I'm not sure what ate ours, but something just ate the top right off of them all.
Hi, Anna. Mimsy's garden.
Yeah, sunflowers are actually my favorite. I'm going to butcher it because I always try to remember things, but it was a quote about how you wanted to be a sunflower. Maybe not quite as beautiful as a rose, but not as delicate either. I don't know. It was really, I'm horrible with that, but it was really pretty.
Sure, something about always turning your face to the sun or something. I don't know.
It was very beautiful, but not, I don't know. Anyway, I'm bad at that.
Maybe
Never mind.
Not that memorable.
Change the topic.
I think we found our topic. Mexican torch sunflowers. Small orange sunflowers.
Oh, that'd be pretty.
Yeah. So these, the ones we had, they were yellow. And I looked them up, and I can't remember what it was. But they brought in a lot of pollinators.
It was covered, it brought tons. I didn't really mind the plant, except it was just huge. It took up a lot of space.
I probably got a picture somewhere I could post up on
tomorrow,
Instagram
tonight,
or something.
Even. Yeah. It was really pretty. It was just big, but it took up a ton of
space.
It
ended up being like probably at least 10 foot in diameter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because then it'd branch out.
And tall, just as tall, I think.
Yeah, just as tall.
And just like it was like this big shrub, a sunflower shrub, and it just had flowers all over it. It was really pretty, but it was huge.
Yeah, it about killed a goji bush that it overtook.
Yeah, it did.
What kind of dog was a turkey?
Oh.
I can see that.
That's very disconnected from. We need to be teaching kids things, don't we?
Yeah. Mexican torch sunflower. I might have to write that one down.
Yeah. I like trying all kinds of different things, so that sounds gorgeous. Yeah, Karen, I love the sunflowers too. I really do. Mostly, like I said, we use it for the chickens though. After they grow and I get to enjoy how pretty they are, then I will give most of it to the chickens to eat.
Yes, we didn't do much work outside today. Really at all. Just did mainly chores.
We had chores to do inside, and
she woke up with a migraine.
I did. I
probably
way
from
overdid it
getting
yesterday.
overheated yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I was feeling all right this morning. I was kind of surprised. We did a little bit of grocery shopping, done stuff around the house here. I edited the video for tomorrow. I did go out first thing this morning and put some cover crop seed on some area of exposed dirt that we have, and some that I created. Hint, hint. So
yeah, everybody who's here with us can kind of catch the hints of tomorrow's video.
Yeah. So. And it was perfect timing. Got that cover crop seed on, and then a little later, while we were gone grocery shopping, is when all the heavy rain It sounded heavy. It was a lot of thunder while we were in the grocery store.
Noisy rain.
Didn't look like a whole lot of runoff, so I think it was about the just right amount to kind of water that in. So that was good timing. Glad I did that before we went.
Mm-hmm.
I was out there in my pajamas and tennis shoes because I knew the rain was coming.
That's how I always go outside every morning for chores.
Our neighbors are used to
pajamas and rubber boots.
Yeah. I just had to throw on some tennis shoes. So.
That's what everybody with chickens wears, I think. Maybe not even just chickens.
Yeah.
Pajamas, throw on the rubber boots, and go do your morning chores.
Yeah. So our neighbors are used to it. If they're not, I don't know what to... At least we're wearing clothes. I mean, we're not that far out in the country.
No, we're not.
Yeah. Family of raccoons enjoying tomatoes.
Oh no.
I guess you get you live traps, catch them and relocate them. You're going to have to take them quite a ways away.
Yeah. Now that they found the food, they know where to come, so
yeah.
Good luck.
So.
Or you could do what some people say and plant a little sacrificial garden somewhere else where you don't mind if they eat that. But
yeah, if they got a
that's
taste
so
for
annoying,
tomatoes.
though. Yeah.
Taste for tomatoes, it's too late now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But good thing is, I always say, if nothing's eating your garden, you're not part of the ecosystem. So if you're spraying stuff and animals won't eat it, then there's a reason why.
Yeah.
So if bugs and animals and whatever are eating your stuff, then as aggravating as it is, it's a good sign. So.
Did we miss something? I'm catching parts of conversations.
Yeah.
I'm laughing at trying to figure out what I missed. That's funny.
Yeah, we have the barn cat definitely helps with
She really does seem to keep everything out
the
of
rabbits
the garden.
and mice and.
She's the tiniest little cat, but just her presence.
The only problem
keeps
is
things
she
away.
doesn't keep the chickens out of the garden.
No.
So when
She's
we had the
scared of
chicken
them,
getting in
they're
there, she wouldn't run them out. So.
She's a little cat, but she does seem to keep the garden pretty well protected. So.
Yeah, I can understand that. Trying to catch them all at once, a little tough.
Yeah.
So. So we've talked about ducks in the past. Just don't think that we don't have a slug problem. So if we did, I would definitely be considering ducks.
Yeah.
But right now, other than the eggs that are great for a lot of different reasons, not a lot of call for having them on, in our system right now.
We are considering another animal, though, possibly.
Yep.
We've talked about maybe changing things up a little bit.
Yeah. So I don't really enjoy mowing. I mean, it burns a bunch of gas. I mean, I know a lot of people love the kind of solitude and a little bit of time just kind of, and there is a sense of accomplishment when you're done mowing, I guess. But if I can find something that would just eat the grass instead of me having to buy gas and repair or maintain mower and all that type of stuff, I'd be all for it. So if I can at least reduce the amount of mowing I have to do. So we've talked about adding a couple of sheep.
Mm-hmm. Which I've been wanting sheep for a while.
Yeah,
anyway,
so right now it'd be pretty limited on the area we could have them in. So that's why we couldn't have more than a couple.
Right.
But I don't know. We'll have to think that through. So.
Yeah, it would take a few changes to.
Yeah, we'd have to make some modifications to the barn, and or build a separate shelter over on that side, which could do.
Yeah, we could do.
Yeah. Anything that works while I'm sleeping.
Yeah. Let it eat the grass so we don't
Chickens
have to.
out there tilling the garden.
Just talked about that in our last video with the chickens. I moved that fence a little bit so I didn't have to weed eat.
Yeah.
I'll move it just enough where they can clean up what I needed to do.
Yeah. So that doesn't mean it's zero maintenance by having, those animals that take a lot of care and stuff. So, but find that more enjoyable than sitting on a lawnmower.
Yeah.
I used to enjoy the mowing. I had the pristine yard, no weeds,
Right.
no nothing, and our front yard we still keep really nice, but the rest of it, it looks like it's brush hogged when I'm done.
Yeah. Do you see that question up there? Do you think more people are regenerating and returning to the land? I'd like to think so. It seems like
I think there's definitely a pretty substantial movement.
Yeah.
It's still small in the scheme of things. We're such a urban-based society overall. I mean, if you just look at the population densities, you can't deny that the majority are not in that movement, and things are just gaining speed even farther away. But the ones that are in a regenerating and returning to the land type of movement, they're doing it wholeheartedly.
Right.
I mean, people are making big leaps, and there's a lot more out there available for people, resources and education, and the community working together, things like that. So it's definitely, and I don't think it's something that's going to be just a fad. It's kind of, I wouldn't say it's come and gone over the years. I mean, there's always been a pretty solid base, but now that we're seeing such an increase of ill effects of the food system and everything else, that people are coming around and saying, this ain't going to work, and I can't sit around and wait for somebody else to take care of it for me. So while I can't change the world, I can change my world and do the most I can to help affect the overall picture. So I think that's why you're seeing so much of it.
I think it's having a slow ripple effect too. Yeah. I mean, because
there's a lot of corporations and stuff that are doing things better, and some are wholeheartedly and truly doing positive things. Some are just throwing money at stuff and greenwashing things, and it's all about the PR, and others are really getting things right.
Bye, Josh.
We'll see you later. So it's gonna have to eventually become everybody moving in the same direction. But it's tough, when we're used to the consumer disposable mentality.
Convenience.
Yeah,
we're so used to everything being at our fingertips and just easy to grab and easy to do, and not have to. Yeah. Even like with our diet that we've been changing lately, how we eat, trying to get closer to where we can actually feed ourselves. Yeah. It's not easy, or it's not hard at all, but it's not convenient. You can't just open up a box and pull it out, without having to put any effort into it. So,
and there's things, we're, and people go are in the change in different ways. You've got a lot of different examples. The people that, like, if you take it on the housing front, the difference between living in like a yurt or at a small tiny house or something like that to just something more modest, downsizing and net zero type housing. They're the same direction, they're just to different scales. People are applying themselves in different ways. They're some are changing their diets, and they're changing the interaction with the whole medical and health part of it. We're trying to take some of the skills that we have and try to reach out and help other people learn to do things that we've learned, and we've had to make some of those consumer purchases and buys to be in the effective in the medium that we're doing this. But making the step changes in the other parts to we're saying now, we're going to try to grow all of our food, but so there's, I don't know, it's kind of kind of hard to just cover that whole topic,
Yeah.
you know, and but you know, do what you can with what you got and where you are, or whatever you're most passionate about that you feel like will have the biggest impact, and surround yourself with people. Um, you know, you don't have to agree with every one of them, but people that are trying to do kind of the same thing, and learn from them and share knowledge, and it's motivating. If you just spend all your time around people who are absolutely against the things you're doing, you know, I know a lot of people say, well, you know, you try to change their minds and all that. Well, yeah, try to do that, but also don't let yourself get frustrated and discouraged because you're always fighting against that pushback. You've got to have the people that feel the same way pushing with you. So.
Thank you, Karen. Yeah, happier with the lifestyle, but change is not favorite. I think change is not anybody's favorite, really. Yeah. I mean, once you get motivated and you've made up your mind to change something, it's always easier. But change is hard. It's uncomfortable. But sometimes growth is uncomfortable, right?
Yeah. So we don't have a tax exemption as a nonprofit. We have a farm tax. But no, we don't have a 501c3 status or anything. It's not going after that yet. I mean, that's I think there'd be too many irons in the fire right now. You know, we can be a part of another established nonprofit and help them, and we've done that. But to create our own right now, we've just got to focus on the other things that we already have in motion. What percentage of own food currently?
Currently, it's not as good as we'd like. I mean, meat-wise.
Meat-wise, we're I'd say we're at least 50-50.
I'd say we're at least 50-50 on. Well, we probably are 50-50 on meat, but the other 50 is actually from family that has. They grow their own meat and they have a store.
They grow beef. It's no antibiotics ever. You know, no hormones.
Right.
You know, and they grass fed. They've grown the right way. I know exactly what pasture it came from. That type of thing.
Right.
You know, so it's the most responsible sourced. Because I can't grow it myself.
We're only on 1 acre, so growing beef is not a possibility for us.
So our meat's good.
Yeah. Like we say, either grow your own food or know the farmer who did. So meat, we've got that covered.
So produce, we've still got a little ways to go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why some of the changes we're making, things we're doing. But we're getting there.
And part of it is changing how we grow, and also part of it is, like we talked about, changing our diet and how we eat. So, you know, you got to get away from what you can open in a box and fix that way. So we're working on that. We've got, like I said, we've got the meat down, 50-50 technically if you want to say us growing it, but 100% if you want to say responsibly knowing where it came from. Yeah. Produce, we'll get there.
Simple grower. You are not at a disadvantage, so just keep after it.
If we're being honest, and I don't think he will disagree with me, he works still corporate job all day. So everything we do, I would do, what do you say? I mean, I'm homeschooling mom of 3 kids, and I probably do
you do
70% of the
around here of the gardening
work.
Yeah. I won't
garden,
argue that.
Animal care, and all of that.
I do
simply
more.
Because he's
I focus
not here.
more on the infrastructure, the buildings, and the dirt work, and the, you know. Now we work together in the greenhouse when we've got a large thing to get done or whatever. But when it's the day in day out there weeding and harvesting and that stuff that can seem so mundane but takes up the majority of the time, she accomplishes a lot of that while I'm at work, and then we may work on wrapping up the loose ends of that after I get home or something. Mm-hmm. But then tying that in with, she'll do some filming while she's doing those, and then I'll spend a couple hours in the evening editing those videos. So.
But yeah, as far as the getting out there and doing the physical homestead work, I do a lot of it.
Yeah.
So definitely.
Yep, and find your strengths and focus on those. So. when you're trying to get things done quickly, but also identify your weaknesses and do what you can to strengthen those through education, sharing knowledge, working with somebody that's good at it or something, try to be well-rounded on all of your skills, but everybody has certain strengths. So she's the compassionate, touchy-feely type, and I'm like, get up and brush it off. So, we have...
Well, I kind of do that too. Our poor kids, they don't really get it. I'm just like, tough it up, kids. You're going to be all right. Yeah, but no, I am probably more that. He's definitely more the spreadsheet vision plan. He can see all of that, and then I get out there and do a lot of the hands-on to get it done. Try to see what, we're looking back too.
A few comments.
You get to talking and then you can't read,
So if you're asking us about keeping the energy up, it's just...
What's the question?
Said, how do you keep your energy up 49 with fibro? So it's
I
just...
don't.
Yeah, just...
I admit
just
it. On the days that I don't, there are some days that I tell him, like, we're not going outside today. I need to get some laundry done, and I'm going to relax in the house. And then... That's hard for me. Like yesterday we talked about, I overdid it. I way overdid it. I was feeling good. I was motivated. I was ready to work on the project we were working on, and I stayed out in the heat way too long. And even though I thought I was getting plenty of water, I felt really, really bad. So today I woke up not feeling well because of overdoing it yesterday. I had a headache, and we didn't do anything.
We've got
we did things.
We've got a big basket full of peaches that we need to do something with, and we didn't do anything with them today.
Yep.
She did make some kombucha, and that was between that and
just grocery shopping and a few things. We didn't
but
really
I mean,
do a lot today.
as far as homesteading,
Nope.
the kombucha was about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I needed to.
I did a video, so.
Because I needed to. So that's how I keep my energy up, is I allow myself to not do anything on the days that I really need to take a break. Yeah. And some days you just do. Some days you don't feel it. And some days you make yourself get out there and do it anyway. I mean, you just do without the energy, and then you kind of get motivated by the progress you see going on. But
Catherine's asked, do we plan on giving the property to our children, or is this practice homestead? So it is not our forever homestead. I know that. No, I don't expect to. We'll sell this when we move. Our kids. I don't think any of them will be at a position to. I don't even know if they'd have a desire to want this place, but they won't be in a position for this place by the time we're ready to move. So, and I don't have any intention to hold on to it. So, 1 acre suburban. They're just picture you can find them anywhere, right? So there's nothing special about this place to us as far, we've done a lot here, but there's no, we've only been here 6 years. There's no legacy from it. There's no, they didn't come from family land or anything like that. So
that would be nice if one of these days on our next property, maybe if it's the type that somebody wants to stay there and but I wouldn't mind that, but also they're their own people,
right? We want them to enjoy these things that we're doing, and definitely want them to learn from it and be able to do it if they ever needed to or whatever. But everybody has their own different interests, and now as far as when they're living here, we expect their participation and their support and the chores and all that. That's just responsible parenting. So there is a certain amount of it that they have to participate in and are responsible for. But once they're out on their own, if none of them have a garden, there's nothing I can really do about that.
It's up to them
I think,
at that point.
Hopefully we built that in them, that they enjoy it and they understand why, and maybe even grow to love it or whatever. But it's entirely up to them. So, is our dream homestead in Oklahoma?
Mm.
I don't know. I mean, we've looked all around the country at things, different ways, and I think Dream Homestead would have to have certain physical attributes to be able to do what we want, but there's a lot more to it. There's the community, there's the support for the types of things we'd be wanting to do. So
we have family here or close by, so this is always an option for us. But we're not limited to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So, if that great property comes up and it's somewhere else, then that's fine too. So.
Yep. So, well, it looks like it is right up at 7:00.
Oh wow.
Central. So, believe
Kentucky.
Yeah.
Karen, actually, I have. I don't know any of them now because they're so extended, but my great-grandparents were in Kentucky. My grandmother was born there for the longest, for a long time, lived in Kentucky. So, and
it's
I've
convenient
been there.
that they were cousins before they married.
You're funny. He's being rotten as usual, but no, I think Kentucky's gorgeous. I have been there a few times to visit family reunions and things like that. It is beautiful. So that would not be out of the question.
Yeah. So. Well, I think we're going to have to call it a night here because I know there's a lot of our friends in here that are going to want to move over to the Roots and Refuge Live at 7:00 with Jess and Maya. We'll be doing the same thing, so I don't want to cut over into their time. We appreciate everybody joining us and coming back every Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Central. Be sure and watch for that video tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Go and click that bell now if you haven't already done it. So, and link to these new apparel is in the description if you want to check those out. And we appreciate everybody's support. So,
and send us your pictures if you get them.
Yep, you get one.
We want to feature you for sure.
Take pictures, send it to us, and email address is in our profile on the channel. So, y'all have a good evening, and we will see you live again in 1 week.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, you guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye.